Do you actually think it's possible to pass a valuation account or a profile account in just one trade? What's going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to teach you guys the best way to pass your profile challenge in just one trade and the best trading strategy that you can use to pass your profile challenge in just one trade. And this strategy is very simple and it is called the break and retest. All right, now wait, I know you know a break and retest. I know you know how break and retest work. But in this video, if you want to pass your challenge account, if you want to pass your evaluation, just pay attention to the breakdown of the break and retest that I'm going to be using here and how you can pass this challenge in one trade. In this video, we are going to be using three companies, the FTMO, the fundedness, and the funding pips. All right. So as you can see, they are all in my tab here. But first of all, let me show you how this strategy works and how you can use it to pass your evaluation account. Now, it is very simple. One thing you need to identify first of all is the trend of the market. So let's say price is heading to the upside, to give you a series of higher high and a higher low, then higher high here and a higher low. How do you take advantage of the break and retest? On here is going to be your resistance zone. This is your recent resistance. What do? You wait for price to break your resistance just like this, pulls back to retest. Then you take advantage of the market. Look how simple it is. But now I am going to show you an example on how to trade it. But before that, let's jump to the example of the downtrend, right? When price is on a downtrend like a bearish move, it will give you a series of lower low and a lower highs, right? A lower lows just like this and a lower high just like this. Now, how do you trade a break and retest? You identify the support like this. What do? You wait for price to break your retest zone, pulls back to retest just like this. Simple. This is how you trade a break and a retest. But right now, that is not the example of break and retest on chart, right? This is example of a break and retest on chart. So as we can see here, it is very obvious here that we'll have a double top here, right? And on here we'll still have a double top, and here we'll have a double bottom before price push to the upside. Now let me show you a simple example of a break and retest before I show you how to pass this evaluation. On here we'll have the neckline of the break and retest. What did price do here? Price literally broke that neckline just like this. This is the neckline, right? Price broke it, gave you a double bottom, then pulls back to retest on it. Now when it comes to this strategy, you execute your trade on a 1 hour time frame. FTMO here, let's go to FTMO here. As you can see, let's go down to the challenge. On the first example, we are going to use $10,000 account so that we can start from the minimum, which is the one that most of you traders, the ones that are coming up, can afford for now. All right, so now this is a $10,000 account. They have the 25k account, 50k account, 100k and 200k. But first of all, we make an example of a $10,000. Now let's read their rules. First, the first phase here is the step 1 challenge. So on their phase 1 account, you are to target 10% in order for you to pass their phase 1 account, all right? And you should target 5% in order for you to pass phase 2 account. Now, how do you pass this thing with just one trade, right? Now you go to your trading view, you look for a perfect clean break and retest, right? When you have a break and retest, what would you wait for? You wait for your confirmations. Your confirmations are, you wait for price to reject that key level, and after price reject that key level, let's say this one candlestick, first of all, you are going to look for a, now we are going to do first example and second example. On the first trade, you are going to be risking 2% of your account. This is a strategy that some of my students have been using to pass their evaluation account, and they have been using to trade and make money consistently. All right, so now when you have a break and a retest, if price rejects that key level just from that first entry, price rejected that key level, you look for a short opportunity with a 50 pip stop loss around here, a 50 pip stop loss. This is a gold market, all right? You look for 50 pip stop loss here, around here. What do? You target a 1 to 5 risk to reward. This is it, a 1 to 5 risk to reward. On here, you will be risking 2%, and when you risk 2%, you can see, and trade hit your take profit, and the trade hit your take profit just like the way it hit our take profit, just like this. You will be passing your phase 1 account, all right, which is what you're risking 2%. 2% times 2 times 5, that is equal to 10, right? And you'll be able to make what? You'll be able to make 10% on the first phase. Right, talking about the second phase, let's say you pass phase 1 and phase 2. Now what would you do? They said phase 2 you should target a minimum of what? 5%, which is $500 on a $10,000 account. Right now, what do you have here on this trade? You have a price. After price hit your take profit here, price pulls back to retest here. Let's say you did not take this trade right now, and you have a lower lows and a lower high. So you would want to mark your key level here, right? Now you have a low here, which is your support. What did price do? price literally broke your support zone, pulls back just like this to retest, what would you do? You enter your trade immediately. This candlestick close with a weak rejection. What risk to reward are you going to be targeting? You will be targeting a 1 to 5. All right, and now you are passing your evaluation account with just one good trade. Phase 1, if you can't risk 2% and you risk 1%, as you can see, 1 to 10 risk to reward here, you've passed your evaluation account with just one trade. On phase 2, if you can't risk 2%, then you risk 1%. As you can see, you target a 1 to 5 and you make 5%, and now you've passed your evaluation account, and then you jump to the next phase. All right, so now we are going to jump to the next firms. All firms with their plans, right? Now FTMO, the profit target for phase 1 is 10%, phase 2 is 5%. All right, this is fundedness, right? And on here we are going to target what account we are going to use here. Let's use an account of 100k, right? $100,000 here. Phase 1 is 8% and phase 2 is 5%. Now this is not like the FTMO where you're targeting 10% anymore. Now this is how I pass my own. So let's say we go to the first example again. Let's look for the current example. All right, so now, okay, let me say I am going with the current market because market is open as at the time of recording this video. Today is Friday. All right, 18th of July. So let's say I'm expecting a retest here. I'm expecting price to retest on this level, and after price retested here, if price should retest here and I see my confirmation, I am going to be targeting 8% on this trade. All right, let's say I am using a 50 pips as my stop loss. I'll be targeting a 1 to 4R. Now on that 1 to 4, I'll be risking 2% on this trade. If this trade goes on my favor, I am going to make what? 8%, because it's 2 times 4, that is 8, right? If it's 1% you're risking here, you're going to make 4%. If it's 2% you're risking here, you are going to be making what? You are going to be making 8%. All right, and this is how I'll pass the trade. Very, very, very simple. Now let's say if you let's say you can't risk 2%, all right, what would you do? You target a minimum of what? A minimum of 1 to 5, which is the one we saw around here. A minimum of 1 to 8, not 1 to 5 anymore. Let's say you target a 1 to 8, and right now you were asked to risk 1% of your capital. Let's say it's 1% of your capital you want to risk, and right now, and the profit target is 8%. What would you do on this market condition? You target a 1 to 8, you risk 1%. If price goes on your favor, then you'll be able to make 8%, right? On the phase 2, if you risk 1%, on the phase 2, I'm just going with 1% because there are some people when they pass phase 1 and they get to phase 2, they fail their challenge, all right? When they get to phase 1 and they pass, let's say they pass their phase 1 and they get to phase 2, they fail their challenge. Now, different evaluation companies with their different rules, right? So as you can see, FTMO have 10% profit target for phase 1, 5% profit target for phase 2. Now when you come to fundedness have 8% profit target for phase 1 and 5% profit target for phase 2. When you come to funding pips, it is the same thing. All right, it is the same thing when you come to funding pips. Funding pips, they say your profit target here, as you can see, profit target is 8% for phase 1. Do you understand? Then 5% for phase 2. All this thing is very easy for me to pass because I'll just be looking for one successful good trade. And if I see one successful good trade, I am done with evaluation. Now, we've talked about how to pass evaluation account. How do you keep your account whenever you're trading evaluation account? It is very simple. You shouldn't expect too much. The goal is to make money, withdraw, and fund your personal account. Now, what would you be doing? You are to risk 1% of your capital on evaluation account, and you target with my system. If you're using my strategy, and you target a minimum of 1 to what? A 1 to 3. Right? You should target a minimum of 1 to 3. If you are to withdraw every 2 weeks, then you should be looking for 2 trades a week. Let's say if I'm risking 1% and my risk reward is 1 to 3. Let's say I have 3% right now, and on the next trade I enter with risking 1%, right? And let's say I was targeting 1 to 3 again, 1 to 3, just like this, around this level, and this trade goes against me, right? I'll still be up for 2. I'll still be up for 2%. Now, how would I be up for 2%? Because of what? I made 3% here. I was up 3%, and I took the next trade. It goes against me, right? Then I was 3 minus 1. It will still remain 2. right? Now, this is the two trade you'll be targeting a week. You don't risk, you don't take too many trades, right? For anyone you're taking, you make sure it's quality. You wait for the next week, right? You target a 1% again, risk on your account again. You target a 1% risk on your account. Let's say you target a minimum of 1 to 3 and the trade goes on your favor. Remember, you have 2% already. You are going to, if the trade goes on your favor, that is plus 3 again, plus 3% again. That means you're still going to be up for 5% on the first to second week if you have 4 successful trades for those 2 weeks, because 2 trades a week, 2 trades a week. All right, if you have 4 successful trades for those 2 weeks, then you'll still be up 5%. Do you understand? This is just 3 trades yet. Do you understand? You are up 5%. Then what do? You wait for your withdrawal. If this is 3 trades, right, and let's say we add 1% again, let's say we are risking 1% again, right, and the trade go on, we are targeting 1 to 3, which is normal, our realistic 1 to 3, and the trade goes on your favor with 3% again. You have 5% already plus 3% plus again. That will be what? That will be equal to 8%. Do you understand? That will be equal to 8% in total. 8% in total. And this is how me and my student trade evaluation account. It is now that I have stopped trading evaluation account. For you to make money in this market, right, you must be able, or you must be willing to risk your money. You need money to make money in the market, all right? And guys, this is the best way to trade your evaluation account. This is the best trading strategy for you to use to trade your evaluation account. And if you want to join our mentorship program, then click on the link in the description box to join our mentorship program, where you meet other students passing evaluation account, trading and making money successfully. Guys, if you love this video, all I'm asking from you is to subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on post notification to get notified whenever I drop new video. Other than that, guys, peace.